to it and shoot for the sky.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ring Post Daily Podcast. This is the new era. We are your host. I am your RPD Prophecy Champion, Ty Ramsey. We have Joey Hudson. We have Austin Cochran. And then we have our RPD Ring General, Eddie Wade. And today we have a special guest. Put your hands together for the Golden Boy of TSW and the Golden Boy of professional wrestling. Oh, yeah. Okay, come on. Yeah. I can't see if Eddie Wade is clapping or not. He should be
Why
clapping.
aren't you guys clapping?
I can assure you I'm not.
I clapped for
Okay,
Eddie.
okay.
Why aren't you clapping?
What?
Okay. So
Well, what
before
I
we get to a little chaotic start here, I'll start in with the first question. So, Golden Boy, first question. I always enjoy when a wrestler we have come on, or just in general, has a story behind their name. So, first part of my question is, do you have a story behind your name? And if so, then the second part of the question is, could you go into how you became Golden Boy?
Coming into TSW, I feel like that's just what I am. I'm here to be TSW's golden boy, that rising star that can rise to any occasion. Just here to do my best. There's not really a full backstory. That's just what I am.
And we've definitely had that. We've had guests come on to where it's like some of that. You ask them the story of your name is like, well, my first name is this and my second name is this, or but it's like your name's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he knows he's the golden boy because he looks like the guy in high school that, the girls thought was kind of cute and stuff. I mean, I think that was just like kind of that golden boy stuff. I think that was kind of just something that was brought on to him at some point. Like, I am damn good looking. I know I am. Like, I think he just knew at some point, like, something.
Okay, relax.
Thank
You're
you,
this guy's
bro.
manager, man. Yeah, you're this guy's manager, not Golden Boys.
Hey,
Maybe down the line, I could make you my manager if you're,
Ooh.
I think I'm good with Eddie, but
I like
What
Joey.
finagling is
Yeah.
it? What kind
I like you, Joey.
I've
know,
been
I think
teasing
I'm
for
good
a
with
year.
Eddie.
I've been
No.
teasing for a year. It's like when's Joey gonna turn on Eddie? This might be the seeds to that. This might be the
You know
seeds to
what?
that.
Why wouldn't he though? Because he's with a cheaper version right now. Why wouldn't he want to come over to the Golden Boy?
cheaper
Why wouldn't
version?
he? Yes, a cheaper version. Eddie, you can't even take off your mask because you're gonna blind the people. What do you mean?
Listen, I wear this mask to protect each and every one of these ridiculously small-minded people from their own insecurities. If I didn't wear this mask, the whole entire landscape of everything would crumble.
Yeah.
And Eddie and
Eddie
the Brotherhood get a bad rep, but as Eddie's manager, he does treat me well. So I have no complaints being Eddie Wade's manager. Mask or no mask, hair or no hair, we call Eddie the future champ for a reason. And who knows, maybe one day you'll get that golden belt, Golden Boy, and Eddie Wade will be the one to take it off you because he's the future champ, whether he's got a belt or not. He has a belt today. He's still the future champ tomorrow. So,
Speaking of this, speaking of future champ, let's go over that for a second. Look at this. You like that?
I like that.
Now, there's a good chance you may have got that if you could have just been a little better in that battle royal. And then I said on the cake, I got to hit you with this ring that represents everything I care about. The epitome of RPD, the most valuable prize on this podcast.
the Golden Boy gets hit with the golden ring.
You won the battle royal. But what you did after, you're You're gonna pay for that. Trust me.
All right, let's move on with the show before it gets chaotic. Joey, go ahead
that's
and
a
lead us.
lot of talk.
Say what you need to say. Yeah, say what you need to say, then lead into your next question.
I think that's a lot of talk from someone who right now isn't even around. Like last time I saw Eddie was the one who was competing in table matches for tag titles, turning around and doing battle royals the same night at the 13th anniversary show, and all those fans that was hoping to see Golden Boy was, left a little sad in that night because Eddie Wade took him out, and who knows for how long.
That's true. He went to that show and he got put through a table. I saw some clips about him getting whooped around by Brooklyn Ray, our referee. If you ask me, it wasn't that big of a night for Eddie. He just went home in pain.
He might have had a rough night, but at least he wasn't at home recuperating from the whipping he put on you.
And at least I ain't bold.
Well, I'm going to ask you my. Now I'm going to ask you my. I have some questions too, and we all know I'm Eddie Wade's boy, but I have to know, how did you find out about TSW, and how did you get your foot in the door with them?
I found out about TSW actually a lot longer than most people know. So when I was 16, I was, dreaming to be a professional wrestler. And I was on Facebook looking around for, companies that I could possibly join. And I was blessed to find TSW and such a company that I could, work for with such good group of people. Thankfully, Mike Murphy is a real patient man, and he brung me in. I did a poor job working the music that day. But years later down the line, I came back to be a wrestler because at 16, you can't train with Kentucky's laws and stuff. But when I turned 18, I came to train as a professional wrestler, and it's a good group of people. It's a fun group to be around.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like even though people like you and Eddie and the Brotherhood are on different sides, I like how everyone's goal in TSW is like to be the best. Like, no matter how you get there, you get there. Some people will follow that, the right way. Some people might do it their own way, but yeah, I can say that in TSW's locker room, everybody like has that one goal to reach the top, and I can say I don't want to give you too much credit, but I will say that ever since I've seen you come into TSW, I see a hard worker. I'll give you that. I see a hard worker out there. If you keep working that good, maybe one day, maybe you'll be just as good as Eddie Wade. But as far as work-wise, I see a hard worker in TSW within Golden Boy, and that's actually why I know it's going to surprise a lot of people, me being Brotherhood and Eddie Wade here, but I actually pushed to get you on for about for probably 6 to 8 months now, because I was telling everyone, I was like, this is a guy that we want to have on the show because, like him or not, he is a hard worker.
So you're telling me you went behind my back to get this dude on the show?
It's all about ratings, bud, and we need to get all those.
It's all about ratings. All right. Austin, please, take it.
I got you. Let's go ahead and shift gears a little bit. Golden Boy, since we're kind of talking about backgrounds and everything, I wanted to know, did you play any sports or have any sort of an athletic background before you got into professional wrestling? And if you did, what do you think kind of had the most carryover?
That's a good question.
Most of my life I've been involved in sports, but I've also been short most of my life.
Brother,
so I started playing school basketball in 4th grade, and then once it got to middle school, I made the team, and I played in 6th grade, but I was 4'11".
Okay.
And until high school. So, sports inside of school wasn't like a good thing for a short little guy like me. But outside, I was dogging on the courts.
Okay.
Yeah, so I played a lot
You
of.
think you're so inspirational, don't you, buddy?
I was gonna say you look like you played basketball. Did you ever play football?
I did not play football. No.
Okay, I was gonna say I so see you as like the basketball football player, but god dang, like I didn't know you. I mean, now that I see you in person, I wouldn't have ever thought you were that short at that time. Like, I
Oh,
mean, 4'11". I mean, you're looking at competing in the hornswoggle
That's how
type of
you're hot,
division.
Joey.
what was that,
Do
Eddie?
what, Eddie?
So that's about your hot, Joey.
I know, but he had a growth spurt at some point. I mean, 4'11" in high school, like man, like I think I was even like 5'1" in high school. 4'11" though, he really did. He really did have a growth spurt at some point.
Yeah, I hit 5'1" freshman year actually, and then it 5'9" now. So I guess
So
I
I
did
guess
something.
in basketball, dunking was out of the question.
Yeah.
It's another thing that I can do that the Golden Boy can't, by the way. Not that that's
Yeah.
relevant, but
All the greatness anyway it is that Golden Boy wish he was.
I mean, I've
I
seen Golden
love
Boy. I've
that.
seen some clips. Like usually, TSW seems to, he's his rookie year, but they seem to put him in there with guys who are like twice his size, and he'd be handling his own.
Yeah, guys like Frank the Tank,
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, I've seen this clip. Like
he's
you took
he's ginormous, but I do my best in there.
I'll give you credit. It took some balls to get in there and go against someone like Frank the Tank. Still being like I don't want to put labels on it, but like still being somewhat of a rookie in the business and saying I'm gonna go out there and give them all against someone the size of Frank the Tank. I mean, just that name sounds kind of intimidating. Getting in there with the guy can't be no can't
Oh
be no
yeah,
easy job.
Yeah,
he's something. Frank the Tank. It's always fun to try to figure out some ways against him in the ring. Cat and
Well, he's
mouse.
brotherhood, so I can't really say too much against him other than maybe one day you'll find a way to beat him, but I don't know. As of right now, it looks just like an ordinary squash match to me.
Squash.
Squashable. You're squashable.
I saw you get in the ring with Tank. That didn't go too good for you, did it, Joey?
I got in the ring with Tank.
Yeah.
I didn't get in the ring with Tank. I'm smarter
Evans.
than that.
Tank Evans.
Oh, that Tank. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Different
It
Tank.
could have ended up better.
So, Golden Boy, something our fans here at RPD want to know, and the TSW fans want to know, is when are you planning your epic return to TSW, and who will you be targeting when you return to TSW? Is the question.
I think it's sooner than people might think. Maybe Saturday. Saturday is an option. I am now medically cleared to come back after Eddie Wade, hit me with the show the ring, Eddie. Show the ring.
I'll show it when I'm getting ready to show it, you little punk.
All right, well, he hit me with his RPD ring. He, a little hairline fracture to the jaw, but yeah, I'm good to come Saturday, and there's no question who I'm going after. Eddie Wade.
For sure, you got. I mean, just another reason to tune in to TSW. It's like it's just announced. Golden Boy is medically clear, so the return can happen at any time.
Now,
Listen, if you actually want to stick your nose into my business, it'll end up a lot worse for you than a broken jaw, okay? I took you out of the Marty Gibson Rumble to prove a point. To prove that you're not this golden child or golden boy. No, all you are is a little flash in the pan. What I am is consistent greatness, not in and not out. Every single time I step into that ring, I show them exactly why everything I do has elegance, grace, and beauty.
Eddie, you didn't take me out for no other reason than jealousy.
okay, but on the
You're a
topic
jealous
of
man.
on the topic of jealousy, though, there is a reason why the Brotherhood approached Eddie Wade to be a part of the Brotherhood, and there's a reason why they
4
haven't
matches into my
picked you
career.
out.
4
All
matches.
right.
Tired of
They
I
being
see
think
the
humble, man. I
future in
only had
Eddie.
4 matches
I
under my
think
belt
it's
before I got
simple.
that opportunity.
Austin Michaels knows that he's not going to be able to get in my head. He's gotten into so many rookies' heads throughout the whole, history of TSW. You can go back and see the line of talent that he's been able to manipulate. He's a smart man, I give him that, but he's not smart enough for the Golden Boy. I promise you that. And Austin Michaels did say on the outside of the ring after that Frank the Tank match that I had, he was watching. And I simply told him, watch from far away from me, because I'm not coming to that side of TSW.
Yeah, but look what Austin's done for Eddie. He before Eddie joined, he didn't know we didn't know where he was going. We were hoping for better, but ever since he joined the Brotherhood, he found a new level of confidence. He's been, I think, a 2-time TSW Tag Team Champion. He's won countless titles on the podcast. He even looks better. I mean, he's right there, Rookie of the Year. That could have been yours, but it's not. Ever since Eddie joined the Brotherhood, he has grown into himself. And all I can say is, if Austin Michaels ever approaches you about joining the Brotherhood, if that ever happens, it'd be really smart of you to contemplate that and think it over. Chew on it and sleep on it a bit, because what Austin's done for Eddie, Austin can do for you. So if it ever approaches you, I wouldn't be so eager to turn it down, my friend.
The thing is, he has to be able to fill the shoes.
You would think
plenty of guys
being beat up.
the opportunity who's been handed the keys to the kingdom, and what they do, they flush it down the crapper because that's just what they are. They're crap. Then you get a guy like me who can do it all. Like, if I wanted to, I could be doing these stupid flips that Repic and Brooklyn Ray do, but I don't have to. I don't have to go through all those hoops and bounds to make people care, because when I'm out there, they're either so enthralled by what I'm doing that they have to cheer, or that they're so insecure with themselves that they can't stand to look greatness in the flesh.
Work smarter, not harder. I like that. Yeah, wouldn't
I
it be
like
nice?
to work smarter and harder, and that's why I'm a champion on this podcast. I like to do both.
Well, at
There's
the
a
end of
reason.
the month, we have that 1-point advantage coming up, and I'm actually pulling for Eddie on this, because with that ring and that with that ring and that advantage plus a 1-point advantage going into a supercard with 4 points, that is working smarter,
That,
not harder, and that
I
might
mean,
just be the
it doesn't.
smartness it takes to take you out of commission, champ.
I mean, the guy we used to talk about is not here anymore, and he'd be the one to beat me the most. And none of you
Yeah.
have beaten me. I will say you have beaten me, but once I have possession of this, the title reign goes on. You all know that.
It's funny you bring that up. The guy's not here no more,
Advantage
because
or not advantage.
it's funny you say that, because Eddie did to that guy what he did the Golden Boy. He took out Jesse so bad and beat him for that ring that Jesse called it quits. And I'm surprised Golden Boy, after the injury he received, I'm surprised he didn't call it quits. I mean, maybe it's more bronze than brains or whatever, but I mean, it's just a matter of time before. I mean, wouldn't it be nice, Golden Boy? Wouldn't it be nice to be on the other end of these beatings, giving them instead of receiving them?
On the other end,
Yeah, you've been beaten by him so bad it took you out of commission. Wouldn't you like to be on that side, on that other side, along with Eddie and the Brotherhood, dishing
Think about
out
this
these
Mandela
beatings
effect.
rather than getting them?
And not to cut you off, Joey, think about this Mandela effect. I beat Jesse, and I take this ring, and then I use this very ring to take you out of the Rumble. You realize what was at stake at the Rumble? I finished 2 spots away from the finish. Only one
spots.
person that did not win lasted longer than me.
Wow.
And you know why?
2 spots
You
more
were
than
the
what you.
last man to enter.
Luck of the draw. Luck of the draw. I mean, like anybody
I
wouldn't
didn't
take
look
that
at the
number.
draw. I earned that right.
Like anyone wouldn't take that last place number, though. I mean, come on, Golden Boy. Even you'd probably take that.
I would 100% took that, and I would have capitalized on the opportunity as well. Something that Eddie could not do.
It's easier said than done because Eddie's got so much on his
Definitely.
plate. He's got his own career. He's got brotherhood duties. He's the one of the biggest parts of
So,
this
so
podcast.
you're
I
telling
mean,
me he didn't take it serious?
oh, he took it
That
serious. He
wasn't his
just
number
had
one
so much
priority.
on his
Well,
plate. I think it was a little overwhelming.
Oh, so he had bigger things to worry about.
He had so much at once that it's something a rookie like you wouldn't understand. I mean,
Okay.
you're just now getting your feet wet in the business, and Eddie's been there and done that. He's got podcast duties, brotherhood duties, his own duties. I mean, one day
At
you'll
least
understand just how great Eddie Wade
at least
Isn't
you
really
he
don't
is.
have to
lifting
worry
weights?
about his hair no more.
Hey, we don't
That's
talk
true.
about that.
That's true.
What kind of shot is that? What kind of shot is that?
Eddie, can you take off your mask real quick?
Where are you? Are you stupid?
Can you take it off real quick? Just real quick.
I'm not gonna be
Please,
doing.
Eddie. Please, just real quick, Eddie. Eddie, please.
When do you take yours off?
Why don't you go over the diet you had for the past, I don't know, month and a half? Well, wait, I could probably do it for you. Soup, milkshakes, burger smoothies. You know, like the options are limited. You know, I heard you were on a cruise recovering. It's such a shame you couldn't enjoy it to the full extent, and you had to sit there every time you took a sip of a drink. You had to think about me on your vacation.
Eddie beat him so bad he took a vacation.
I have thought a lot about you, Eddie. A lot about you.
And the funny thing is, I haven't even thought about you at all. That's not until they brought this up.
I guarantee you have. I guarantee you've been looking over that shoulder. I guarantee you have, because I promise you will. You will. I promise you.
The only thing Eddie's looking over his shoulder for is to make sure no idiot from Kentucky wants his autograph. You probably were looking over your shoulder hoping, oh God, I hope Eddie don't come and attack me again. I hope Eddie's not right behind me. I mean, it must be hard to be like maybe hundreds to thousands of miles away on a vacation that you had to take due to injury and just hoping Eddie don't pop up behind you. Eddie Wade's everywhere. He's in your mind, he's in your heart and soul.
I'd make sure he's eating soup.
His favorite is broccoli and cheese. So.
And then I'd take off that mask. And then I'd blind the whole world. Make sure you got the sunglasses, you know, Joey, because you're going to need those once I unmask Eddie Wade.
Yeah, Joey, use your sunglasses and ask the next question.
This is a travesty right here. We're talking about a tragedy that happened, and
I hope and pray you come after me this Saturday. I hope and pray you do, buddy. I really do. Oh God.
I don't think you realize, like, they took something from Eddie that was personal, and now having nothing left to lose, Eddie's more dangerous than he's ever been. So last time you were around, you were messing with the Eddie who had the hair, who was going out there without a care in the world. Now you're messing with Eddie who has nothing to lose. So you coming and going after Eddie could be a mistake. You might be messing with the wrong guy come Saturday. But we know Eddie is on your we know Eddie's on your list. We know he's something that you want to get your hands on. But what else in 2025, by the end of 2025, do you want to achieve in TSW or improve on?
You know, I'd like to improve on my skills in the ring. I am a rookie. You've said that many times. I'd like to, you know, just keep grinding in the ring, working on my skill set. And, you know, everybody's looking for gold. Me, myself, the golden boy, I especially want some gold. So maybe get some gold around my waist come the end of 2025.
Well, don't take it as an insult when I call you a rookie, because I mean that's kind of what you are. But right now I think it's just about you know learning the ropes, as they say,
Oh yeah.
learning things, and as you progress, you'll get better. I don't know if you'll get as good enough to beat Eddie Wade good, but you will get better than what you are now. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what this the next half year, and the next year after that looks like for you. Um, the only advice I can recommend is stay away from Eddie and the Brotherhood. Because, like I said, doesn't have anything to lose, and I doubt he would mind taking you out once again, taking you out for an extended vacation.
Yeah, that won't happen again. That was
Now,
he won't be RPD. He won't have the ring. He
Ooh.
won't have the ring to do that. So
I'm gonna have this ring until I decide that I'm done with it. Until I
Until I
decide
take it from you.
any more
Until
prestige.
I am going to win the call your shot contracts and become the true double champ that was supposed to be, instead of just being a double champ for a month. Again, a guy we don't talk about no more, but I will
yeah, look
be
how
a
good
true
that
double
went.
champ. Yeah, exactly. It's like but holding this and your ring.
That's real cute. That's real cute. You think that's high? It really is.
I really want you to like keep doing this, like keep thinking like, oh, the ring is the most important thing in RPD. When it's like this has the history, and I put the history on it, and I'm gonna make history again. And I'm kind of like the creator of the ring. It's like the ring got created because I was holding this for too long. So I'm gonna hold both. Since you want to make it so important, I'm gonna hold both, and I'll have all the importance. Mark my words.
See, this is
Let's
where I
go.
feel for Eddie, because Eddie's got to worry about your ridiculousness. Then he's got to turn around and worry about Golden Boy's ridiculousness. And the thing is like Golden Boy's just talking to Eddie on a podcast right now. And it's one thing to be screen to screen with Eddie, but as you know, it's another thing to be in a
Get down
ring
to
or a
really
brawl with
upstairs.
Eddie, because last time that
Before I
happened,
take
you were
you
taken
out.
out. What's that, Eddie?
I said he knows exactly what it feels like to be looking in my eyes right before I look at him and take his life. I took, you know,
I think
I've
think
been
it's
in three
different looking at
fights,
Eddie from this point.
and now you're going to be playing catch up to me for the rest of your career. Because even though I didn't win, just competing in those are accomplishments. You gotta realize every opportunity to get better, you take it.
absolutely.
If I have one piece of advice for you,
I
if you value your career, if you value your family relationships and what's the word I'm looking for here? I guess the
Come on, Eddie. Did you lose your brain with your hair, or you just
Hey, that's a foul ball right there.
I don't want to have your family sitting and wondering why that their son or their cousin or whatever it was that they are related to you, whatever fashion or form it is. I don't want them sitting and wondering, why was he so stupid? Why didn't he heed the warning?
I think it'd be
That's what
pretty bad for somebody that you love to have to feed you through a tube for the rest of your life because you messed with the wrong version of Eddie Wade.
And personally, that's not me telling you this as a concern. No, this is telling me so that if you're feeling froggy, to jump, because I'm absolutely ready to rip your little head off. Honestly,
Eddie,
you've ruined my day. I want you to
you
know you've ruined
clearly
my day.
you clearly did not just lose your hair, during that anniversary show. You've lost your mind. If you think you have any chance of making me eat through a tube or even beating me, you have lost your mind. And I promise you that. I would tell you to look in the mirror and find yourself, but you're just gonna break it. You're just gonna break it. Truth to be told, keep the mask on. That's probably best. But I'd love to see your baldness. So can you please, for the fourth time, take off the mask? I've been waiting forever to see the bald.
I'm not playing these stupid games with you, dude. I'm
This
not
isn't a
playing
game,
this game.
Eddie. This isn't a game. Do I have to pay you? I ain't got my wallet on me, but I will cash app you.
You'd have to.
Hair transplants are expensive these days.
What the hell?
You'd have to pay for his. Go ahead, Eddie.
The hair at this point to me is an afterthought. I'm not particularly fond of showing my face anymore. Not because
you're ugly. It's because you're ugly.
All these foul balls here. Like, what the heck?
Up in that hospital bed. I'm sure you were looking real good with a swollen jaw. But no, I've come to terms with the fact that if I just keep on showing what God gifted me with, that it was going to turn people away because they knew that in their heart of hearts that they would never, ever amount to anything near what I have. With this, it gives them a little bit of hope. The hope that maybe one day that they will have what it takes to be just maybe a quarter of a third of the man that I am. Then
That's
maybe,
how he looked.
Then maybe that they could increase the quality of their lives by tenfold. But instead of getting into that, I'm just going to tell you this. Keep asking stupid questions and playing stupid games. You're going to get stupid prizes.
Hey,
unfortunately, we don't have sunglasses on the show today, so no unmasking from Eddie. But let's take it home, Austin. Let's do the last question.
Man, this has gotten tense.
Yeah, yes, it has.
Absolutely, that was man. So I like to end things on a lighter note. So
yeah, bring us down. Bring us down.
Absolutely, Golden Boy. Could you tell us and think real hard about it? What to date would you say is your funniest wrestling story?
Ooh, that's a good question. See, I have one that we did this Halloween show, right? Mm-hmm. The kids were getting candy and they all had their Halloween buckets. And it was after the event and everyone left except for me, Lennox Kidd, and Mike Murphy. We were tearing down the ring and this kid had his little Halloween bucket and Lennox Kidd was just done with it, right? Because it's been a long day, you know, he's had his matches and stuff. And this kid with his Halloween bucket knocks Mike Murphy right in the head. Mike Murphy's got this spot on his head, and he goes, "Somebody take that away from him!" The kid just grabbed this Halloween bucket and chuck it across the field. It was absolutely hilarious.
Oh my goodness! This kid got his own wrestling moment.
This kid could have pinned Mike Murphy that night. I've never heard a smack from a Halloween bucket.
Take that bucket away from him.
I need to pop this.
Right? Why Mike Murphy? It's like you could have done Austin Michaels or someone from the Brotherhood or something. Like do a heel.
Was it? Do you think the bucket
turned heel? That kid turned heel that night. It was.
Do you think it was intentionally at Mike's head, or do you think he just slung it and hoped to hit somebody?
Oh no, it was square in the head.
He targeted it like
that kid is the biggest heel in TSW.
Dude, sign that kid. Give him a contract. Get him in training. No, I have a funny story with Golden Boy. I remember one time at a TSW event, Austin Michaels and Sarge did this whole. They were supposed to be facing each other for the title, and they did the smartest move I've ever seen. They went out there and played this whole match off as a joke, and Austin Michaels comes out there and says he's cutting this promo. He goes, and he's like, and we're going out to eat tonight on me. And I just got excited. And I was like, yeah! Like, I flipped out. And I come back, and Golden Boy's just cracking up. And he comes and gets me. And he's like, dude, he's like, when Austin Michaels said that you guys are going out to eat, he's like, you got really excited. Hey, I'm a big boy that likes to eat. And when you put free food in front of me, I'm not going to complain. But I guess I got a little uber excited that night. And I come back and I just see Golden Boy like staring at me, laughing like, "Bro, you got excited!" Like,
Oh yeah, there's three things Joey loves in this world: sunglasses, food, and his dog.
hey, you got to put Eddie Wade in there. You got to
Eddie,
put
you
Eddie
don't
Wade
love
in there.
Eddie. You don't love Eddie. How could you love
I don't
Eddie?
know, man. You've been dropping it up real good with him. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel more betrayed with this whole shindig than I ever did when you took the title. You know, I understood
Eddie,
when you won the title, that was for a reason. What is this? What's the game plan here?
Eddie, you ain't got nothing to worry about, especially from this golden
I
turd.
don't know.
Uh,
I don't know.
look.
It's in the
Here's
works,
Joey. I'm just saying, Joey was praising Golden Boy at the beginning of this interview. It's asking him if he want, or trying to saying it's good for him to be a Brotherhood member. Then he let him to stay away from the Brotherhood. So I don't know, Eddie. I don't know. It's like,
look.
where he lies.
I was just telling him that if the Brotherhood did approach him after all the beatdowns he's got, it would be kind of a smart move to think about taking the opportunity. I mean, if I was the one to get beat down by Eddie, I would at least be thinking like, man, I want to be on that side. I want to be given these beat downs. I don't want to get no more.
The way I see it, that bridge is burned. That bridge is burned.
Oh, I mean, I can see that. And you know, here's another reason why I love Eddie. He is so giving. Eddie Wade is so giving. When they cut, a lot of people don't know this, but when Eddie's hair got cut, TSW had to do all the paperwork to make sure he approved of it. But all that luxurious hair that was cut, that actually went to a hair charity where a kid with cancer or something can get a wig. And so even after Eddie Wade lost his hair, even in the midst of getting ready for the Battle Royal coming up, even still, Eddie Wade is so giving that some kid now has a wig and can walk outside and be confident thanks to Eddie Wade. That's how giving this guy is. That's how even though you might see him as an a-hole, as much as people might dislike Eddie, Eddie's just so giving. He gave you advice on the show. I mean, come on. I mean, if Eddie Wade's not a good... Eddie Wade gave me hope. He gave my managerial career hope. I was in the locker room, just, you know, floating around with nothing to do. Eddie chose me, made me his manager. Thanks to Eddie Wade, I have a career. So that's just one big reason why I could never give up Eddie Wade for anyone, including the Golden Turd. Because
I don't need to sit and brag about these things either, because I let what I do between those ropes speak for itself. I let what I do in the locker room. Maybe I see a camera. Maybe I show them what I'm about. But hey, listen, I'm better. Get used to it.
yes, sir. I love that. He is
That's
better
why
than-
Joey's in my DMs, Eddie.
Yeah. He wishes I was in his DMs right
Joey's
now.
in my DMs, Eddie.
Oh, don't listen to this turd. Listen. I would never dump anyone. I would never dump Eddie for anyone. And yeah, I would never dump Eddie for anyone. And even this golden turd in the punch bowl over here, I would never. If there was, you'd be the last person I'd leave Eddie for. I mean, you just don't have credibility for my managerial, my managerial role.
I mean, you got Ladies Man and Eddie Wade.
Me?
Yeah, who you've managed, right?
Oh, brother, no, I don't. ladies, man, whatever. When we were at the last show and he got tossed out of the ring, I told the crowd, I told ladies, man, I was like, there's a reason why I left this guy for Eddie Wade. Ladies man had me in his corner for like maybe 1 or 2 shows, and he didn't execute with me. He didn't make the most of it. So I had to leave. I had to leave that.
Too. Don't forget how much prettier those paychecks were too when they started rolling in for me.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, with the Brotherhood money and from what we get from Ring Post Daily, I mean, dude, life is good. Win, lose, or draw. We go out to eat. We have a good times together. Pop a couple bottles. When Golden Boy's in the hospital drinking juice from a straw, we're out here drinking champagne from bottles. When he's taking a much needed vacation to rethink things, we're out here doing TSW business. We're over here doing Ring Post Daily business. You took a vacation as a rookie. Eddie Wade's not taking a vacation since he's entered the roster. So what does that say?
I don't believe you, Joey.
expect
You've never seen a bottle of champagne in your life. I don't believe that.
Oh, you ain't been around Austin Michaels after these shows.
And if you have saw a bottle of champagne, don't get used to it because Eddie Wade has spent all his money on mirrors.
How do you know what's in the bank account of Eddie Wade?
They just broke every single time. He's tried every mirror.
Dude, last time I was with Eddie Wade, not this show, but the one before, Eddie Wade literally took me out to dinner and said, hey, dinner's on me. I mean, he didn't have to treat his manager that way, but he did because when you're in the good graces of Eddie Wade, he is giving, he is caring, he is a good guy. But when you're on the wrong side like you get the beat downs like you got. So you ever get in the good graces of Eddie, you'll find out exactly why I love this guy.
I've never saw Eddie drive a car. I don't know if
I don't drive myself. Why would I drive myself? I have people to do that for me.
Yeah.
Who? Your mom?
My mom.
Joe Schmo here.
Your mom?
Look, there's been plenty of times people have offered to give Eddie rides just because they want to be in the presence of him, be in the same car as him. There's people that come to TSW saying they know Eddie Wade, just hoping they get free tickets. I mean, Eddie Wade is TSW and RPD ratings. Maybe one day, Golden Boy, you'll become important enough to garner some ratings, to get some people to come over and watch because of you. But that's one day. Eddie Wade's already there. Eddie Wade's already putting butts in seats, selling tickets. When TSW does a charity case and all the proceeds go to a charity, you can thank Eddie Wade for that. Eddie Wade's the reason they show up. Eddie Wade's the reason why they spend money. That's why Eddie Wade doesn't do autographs too much, because there isn't enough to go around. There's people wanting 5 autographs, 1 per customer, folks, okay? You know, Eddie's time, Eddie's signature is very, very valuable, and everyone's coming in wanting to buy those autographs. Eddie Wade don't have time for those people. It's one of them things where if you see an Eddie Wade autograph, you better pick it up, because
it's a rare,
you don't know when it. Yeah, it is
for somebody to ask for an Eddie Wade autograph.
No, it's rare to get it because Eddie Wade don't spend his time on
somebody to want an Eddie Wade autograph. I agree.
You should take that beat down.
You should take that. He doesn't even know how to spell his name.
EW.
EW. That's all he can do now. He had to shorten it up so he could spell it.
He is such a busy man. That's all he has time for.
Really.
Listen, you're gonna learn the importance of EW soon enough if you keep running that mouth of yours. Okay,
I'm gonna keep running it.
I'm gonna give you a little bit more advice from someone who knows better. You run your mouth to the wrong people, you end up guys like James Dean and Sully Larkin, who were in the Brotherhood, but now aren't. But the thing is, we have no emotional attachment to you. We don't like you. So you think we could take out just because like that? We won't take you out just because we want to,
but because you have to.
The only reason we haven't yet is because you've flown under our radar.
Flown under the radar. Eddie, I know you've been watching. I know you have. You want to be me, Eddie. That's what it is. You want to be me, but you can't be me because you'll never be as good as me. You'll never shine as bright as me, and you're gonna hide behind your mask because you're ugly now. You're bald, so now all chances
You wouldn't know that.
of even coming close to me are gone. See, I'm up here, and you're not on the level below me, or the level after that, but you're like right here.
Are you kidding me? Are
I'm
you?
not kidding.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
You see,
Let's roll the outro. Get this bum out of here, bro. Let him get.
I think that's a great way to
from.
I'm just.
Before we get thrown off the air here and it gets to that level, I have been your Ring Post Daily prophecy champion, Ty. He has been Joey Hudson. He has been Austin Cochran, our RPD ring general, Eddie Wade, and of course our special guest, Golden Boy. We will see you next time on the next RPD podcast. And of course, as always, happy wrestling.